Good morning, everybody, and thank you for joining us at our latest project announcement. This morning, we have some panelists and speakers from across Canada, as well as from as far as Israel, and I'd like to thank them all for joining us this morning. We're very excited to be making this announcement with them, and so to get things started, I'd like to announce the CEO of Protein Industries Canada, Bill Greuel, to start things off. Thank you, Bill.
Great, thank you, Miranda. Can you hear me okay? Good morning, everyone. Before we start, I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge that I'm in Regina, Saskatchewan. I'm on Treaty 4 territory, the original land of the Cree, Ojibwe, Saulteaux, Dakota, Nakota, and Lakota, and the homeland of the Métis Nation. I'd like to start by thanking all of you for joining us virtually today. You know, with workplaces across the country starting to open up, I'm hopeful it will be one of our last virtual announcements, and soon we can all meet in person again. I look forward to the day I can congratulate and thank our consortia partners in person when we announce their project. Today, however, I'll have to be satisfied with a virtual environment. This is a really exciting project for our ecosystem. NRGene Canada, Farmers Business Network Canada, Pulse Genetics and Manitoba Harvest are helping show the world that Canada's diverse crops can become a diverse selection of high-quality plant-based ingredients. Together, we're investing $5.1 million into this project, an investment that will go towards new crop varieties for farmers, new ingredients for food manufacturers, new plant-based foods for consumers, and new global markets for Canada's plant-based foods and ingredients. Focused on developing new pea and hemp varieties for products such as flour blends, this consortia will address everything from consumers' nutritional needs to functionality for food manufacturers. Specifically, the work will increase protein content, improve starch content, and improve texture while developing new hemp and pea-based protein ingredients. As our sector aims to increase our contribution to the global plant-based food markets, including opening new markets for our products, meeting these needs becomes increasingly important. We know, thanks to the report that we commissioned from Ernst & Young, that the global plant-based food sector has the potential to exceed $250 billion by 2035. And we believe Canada has the potential to supply up to 10% of that market. The potential is achievable thanks in part to projects like this, projects that develop new, innovative ingredients that help to diversify our sector and the products consumers see on our grocery store shelves. The ability of NRGene, Farmers Business Network, Pulse Genetics, and Manitoba Harvest to develop these new ingredients while also making new crop varieties available to farmers across the country is a significant step forward for our whole sector. And I look forward to seeing their work progress. And I'd like to thank them for it. I'd also like to thank Protein Industries Canada's staff who helped move this project forward. With a consortia of companies to develop and execute these large-scale science and innovation projects, it is truly a team effort. So I want to thank the entire team at Protein Industries Canada for their contribution to getting this project to where it is today. And finally, I'd like to thank Minister Champagne, the Minister of Innovation, Science and Industry, and Minister Bibeau of Agriculture and Agri-Food Canada for their support of Protein Industries Canada and our partners. Their support will go a long way to helping ensure plant-based foods, feeds, and ingredient sector grows, and that Canadians along the value chain have access to new plant protein products and options. Now I'd like to introduce a video message from the Honourable Gordon Wyatt, Minister of Justice and Attorney General, and Minister responsible for Saskatchewan Power Corporation and SaskBuild. Minister Wyatt was first elected MLA for Saskatoon Northwest in October 2010 and previously acted as Deputy Premier, Minister of Education, and Minister responsible for Priorities Saskatchewan. With degrees in each of art and law, as well as Queen's Counsel designation, Minister Wyatt has brought his well-rounded background to the public service and applied it towards supporting public and businesses alike. I also know that Minister Wyatt knows NRGene well and has visited their offices while on a trade mission to Israel. I'd like to thank him for taking his time to record this message for us. Miranda?
Hello, everyone. I'm Gordon Wyatt, Saskatchewan's Minister of Justice and Attorney General. It brings me great joy to be part of this incredible announcement today. On behalf of Premier Scott Moe and the Government of Saskatchewan, I'd like to congratulate everyone involved. Today, we're shining a spotlight on research and development in the agri-food sector of our province and in Canada. We're so proud of our rich history of ag innovation here in our province. Advancing the value-added and agri-food industry is yet another example of how important it is to focus research and resources into an industry that's poised for acceleration. The Government of Saskatchewan and the world-class agricultural research cluster have been working with NRGene for several years. Following a successful trade mission to Israel back in 2018, which I was proud to lead, NRGene chose to expand its genetic research and artificial intelligence enterprise into Canada, choosing Saskatoon as the location for its new office. Today's investment announcement by Protein Industries Canada further exemplifies the overall trajectory of the ag innovation, research, and tech sector in our province. It is clear that NRGene, Farmers Business Network, Pulse Genetics, and Manitoba Harvest all share the same vision. The investment climate here in Saskatchewan is strong. This $5.1 million investment will help bring new research and development opportunities, not just to Saskatchewan, but to Canada's prairie provinces. The Government of Saskatchewan remains committed to growing the ag tech and innovation sectors. We firmly believe that collaboration between industry and government will help solve the world's challenges, particularly the all-important mission of feeding a growing population. We look forward to seeing the fruitful results of this new project. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Minister Wyant, for those inspiring words about this project and its impact on Western Canada. I'd now like to turn things over to our project partners, starting with Dr. Gill Roland, CEO and co-founder of NRGene.
Thank you, William. It's a great pleasure to be here. I really would like, before I start describing about NRGene, to thank the government and the PIC staff for choosing our project to support a project that is really an end-to-end, from the software until the farmer, a solution for new ingredients for the plant-based protein. So for NRGene, few words. NRGene, as you heard, we are a software AI company that we are looking within big genomes for the genes that can help farmers to be more productive, produce more yield, more quality, produce plants that better resist different diseases and insects, and of course tolerate different climates. So we do it globally. We work in all crops, but we have a great focus to Canada and Saskatchewan, where we decide to set up a first wholly owned subsidiary in Saskatoon, where we already employ 6 people and we are still hiring. The idea for us is first to find the genes of interest, and then to find the best route into the elite varieties that will be sold to farmers and help farmers produce better. So we've been famous for decoding for the first time the bread wheat genome, the durum wheat genome, and many other crops like rye and oats and many other stuff, potatoes, etc. And all those genomes include the genes that we are looking for. We and all other academia and commercial people that looking for the genes to improve crop productivity. In Canada, we have, and especially in Saskatchewan, we have multiple projects around wheat and canola and cannabis, hemp, potatoes, etc. And we are very like the challenge that we are facing on improving the different very complex state. I think this project put us a new level of challenge, because we now try to combine the quality of both pea and hemp into a mixture, into a new ingredient that will be both in the best quality and taste and aroma that fit the plant-based protein industry. So this is I think it's a significant challenge, but we are very happy to face it together with our partners here. And we really hope that already on spring 2023, we'll have new varieties sold to farmers in order to produce those high quality ingredients. So this is about us, and with your permission, I would like to introduce here Mr. Tom Staples, the president of NRGene Canada. So please, Tom, continue from here.
Thank you, Dr. Roland, and good morning, everyone. My name is Tom Staples. I'm the president of FBN Direct Global. And FBN, or Farmers Business Network, is a digital company that is really focused on being farmers first. Part of being farmers first is not only bringing new technologies and new ways of thinking about agriculture, but also innovating in the technologies that we're developing. For this project, Dr. Urich and his team are lending their expertise in hemp breeding. Hemp is an ancient crop with many uses, ranging from food, industrial uses, as well as medicinal. Hemp is one of the best crops for soil remediation and carbon sequestration, and has the potential to become a great rotational crop, which would add new value to Canadian farmers. The overall objective of this project is to create a pea and hemp flour mix that will be used for a high moisture meat analog. Hemp in combination with peas allows the mix to texturize. This project targets both protein and starch improvement in hemp in the overall mixture. And it combines traditional breeding techniques with very sophisticated genomic tools. As soon as we have improved germplasm, we can turn around and put that into food formulations that can be created to provide feedback. We're very proud to be part of this project, and we're very proud to partner with everyone here on really making farmers more successful and putting farmers first. So with that, I'd like to turn it over to Pete Giesbrook. Pete is the owner of Pulse Genetics, and go ahead, Pete.
Thank you, Tom. Good morning, everyone. As Tom said, I am the founder and owner of Pulse Genetics, which is a plant breeding company focused on developing green and yellow field peas with improved protein and excellent agronomy. I'm based in Manitoba, out of Winkler, and my program was initiated 11 years ago in 2010, and since then I have been building it steadily. Pulse Genetics as a company came into existence in 2018. Now, good things often start small, as we all know, and in the genre of a garage band, I've often referred to myself as a garage breeder, symbolizing both my humble beginnings and the fact that my garage was often the primary storage for my peas over the years. Now, when I began my program, I could not have foreseen the future opportunities that the rapid growth of the plant-based protein industry would present. On a personal note, I really enjoy working to create new varieties. It's an interest of mine, which was birthed during the 10 years I worked in variety development and research. And as a person of faith, it's also very important. It's a passion and a joy to exercise creativity and discover amazing creation through plant breeding. So I'm very excited to be part of this project where the contribution of Pulse Genetics will be to begin development of innovative new yellow field pea varieties with improved protein and starch content, with the goal being end use in food and ingredient processing. As a small business, I'm thankful to PIC for the opportunity to be a part of this, as it is a very important stepping stone for my company to both build capacity and to forge key relationships. One of the purposes of Protein Industries Canada is to promote innovation through enabling collaboration between all areas of the ag sector, especially bringing small and medium-sized businesses into the mix. As a small business, I realize that the strength of this project lies in partnering with other established businesses and public institutions who have different areas of expertise. I believe we have an excellent team assembled here, and together we can accomplish much more than we can alone. So with involvement in this project, Pulse Genetics is forging ahead with the collective goal that we have of bringing creative and innovative new products to market. So that's all for me. I will now pass it on to Sam Garfinkel, Vice President of Marketing, Innovation, and E-commerce of Manitoba Harvest.
Thank you so much, Pete. And let me first start by saying, thank you to Protein Industries Canada for bringing this consortium together, and certainly, want to express my appreciation to all the other partners on this call today who we're really looking forward to working with. Just by way of introduction, Manitoba Harvest is the leading brand of hemp food in North America. We have manufacturing facilities in Manitoba, and we really see our mission as transforming consumer health through the power of hemp. And I think, Tom spoke to some of the benefits incredibly well, but, part of achieving our goals is really educating consumers about the nutritional benefits of hemp, whether that be, protein or omega content and a variety of other nutritional benefits. And beyond just the education piece, we really think it's important to continue to innovate. And a lot of that innovation for us to date has been focused in, expanding the categories in which we play in, moving from, hemp seed to oils and protein powders, and then of course on to bars and granola, and just making the crop as accessible to as many consumers in as many formats as possible. And certainly innovation, this project fits very nicely into that spirit of innovation. We look forward to working with all of you in developing this hemp and pea blend, and are really excited to take a leadership role in the end application, understanding how to formulate with this new blend and see it come to life, whether that be in meat analogs or any number of different applications. So just again, thank you to Protein Industries Canada for allowing us to further, the agricultural development within Canada. We really look forward to seeing the results of this project and think it can be, a really strong and great endeavor. And I think with that, I'm turning it back over to Miranda for any questions.
Great. Well, thank you everybody for those words about the announcement and for explaining your roles in the project and the wonderful benefits that we're going to see coming forward out of it. So now we'd like to invite media to invite any questions that they may have. You'll notice for now that you're muted. If you use the raise your hand function, we'll be able to unmute you, or you're welcome to put any questions you have into the Q&A box and we'll read them out for you. So we'll give you a few seconds to put those in or to use the raise your hand function. And we do encourage questions of any sort. You can either direct them directly towards somebody here on the panel, or you can just ask them generally, and whoever is most comfortable answering will go ahead and do so. So do we have any questions for anybody here today? We have a wealth of knowledge here in front of us, so I'd encourage you to ask your questions here while you can and while we have everybody available to answer them. Looking like we're not really getting too much here. If we don't get any, we'll be able to wrap things up. Oh, we do have one in the Q&A box from Brooke Thalgett. What is the potential timeline to see pea-hemp to the consumer? So I'm not sure who would be most comfortable answering that one, but I'll hand it over to the project partners to go ahead and do so. Sam, maybe would that be?
So we believe varieties will be ready to sow on the spring of 2023. And then farmers will hand it to Manitoba Harvest. So Sam, any ideas how long will it take from there?
I think it might really depend on the application. Certainly there might be applications that we've worked with in the past where the input of the new raw material might be, it might be a quicker development time. So we might be able to accelerate speed to market. Certainly there are other applications that are a little further out. And so that development time will be a little bit longer. our goal is to make this kind of, roll products out as we develop them. You could see the first projects come to fruition, anywhere from 9 to 18 months from our receipt of the input. But certainly we'll be looking to move as quickly as we possibly can.
Great, thank you. We have another question in the Q&A box. Will breeding for drought and climate change be a consideration?
So we now in this project pretty much focus on quality. As the other participant mentions, we are working on the texture and taste. Of course, both pea and hemp there are varieties that are drought tolerance and heat tolerance, as we are facing, this season, both of them. So I believe that this will be also taken into consideration.
So are there any other questions before we wrap things up? We still have a bit of time if desired. Well, if you do end up with any questions after the fact, our speakers are always available to answer questions through an interview. So just let one of us know and we'll go ahead and set things up for you. In particular, my name is on the media release, so you can go ahead and contact me that way. For now, I'll hand things over to Bill to go ahead and wrap things up for us.
Yes, thank you, Miranda. I often think we don't get questions at times like this because Miranda does such a good job of writing our news releases and explaining the project. So thank you for that. So Sam, Dr. Roland, Tom, and Pete, thank you so much for your commitment to this project, and thank you for what you're doing to build out Canada's plant-based food, feed, and ingredient sector. Pete, I was really appreciated the commentary that you made, and it's really the reason behind why we put consortia together in projects like this. You said we can achieve much more together than we can alone, and that's true for this project, and it's true for the growth of the overall sector. So I want to thank you for that. Thank you to the attendees, and we'll hopefully be around soon to see this project and visit each of you in person. So thank you very much, and have a great rest of the day.
Thank you, everybody.